Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all from anywhere around the world. Welcome to today's Crossing Borders broadcast, the IMC streaming service created to keep IM professionals connected and informed. If you haven't seen one of these broadcasts before, don't worry, you can catch up through our YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for updates. In the meantime, may I remind you that you can ask questions during the session by using the widget on the right of your screen, where you will also find some useful handouts. Okay, so before kicking off with today's session, I have a quick question for you today. And that is, let me launch the poll. Okay, just give you a few seconds so as you can tell us where you are watching us from today. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, just a couple more seconds and ready to close. Okay, so as you can see, we have a mix of followers today from Europe, the Middle East, and the Americas. Okay, so that's good to know for us. So as we know who is our audience today. Okay. So let's start with this session. First of all, I would like to thank you for joining me here today for this session, which is solely dedicated to IMC education and training, known as IMCET. The aim today is to go through the IMCET's journey from when everything started to where it's going. This is a very good platform to share with you some updates and reviews of the courses that we offer to anyone working in investment migration. Many of you are by now familiar with the IMCET, the division established within the Investment Migration Council, which has been mandated with the responsibility to create training programs for those working in or associated with the IM sector. The advent of IMC education and training has been an important milestone in IM history, as this was the first step towards formalizing our sector with global standard qualifications, which in turn would give the industry the external credibility that it deserves. Building the industry's professionalization has always been one of the IMC's main aims, and what better way to do so if not by creating an infrastructure via training and qualifications, which will increase the credibility, standing, and reputation of the industry. Okay, so let's go first slide. So the certification in investment migration has been, in fact, a groundbreaking initiative, being the first and only online course of its type, made available and accessible to all globally. 2022 will mark its third year anniversary from its launch, and this will be celebrated during the Investment Migration Forum, which will be taking place in Brussels in June. During these past years, the certification has been very well received and has served to provide practitioners with quality material to enhance their existing technical knowledge and competencies. This successful training has already led to over 270 registrations, 180 of which have now graduated. This goes to show that IM providers are now on board with the IMCET mindset. In fact, as you can see from the following chart, the number of registrations has been steadily growing since its launch in June 2019. And even this year, 2022, which is the last block on this chart, the first 3 months have seen a very good number of registrations, which is certainly off to a good and strong start, with over 40 registrations to one of our courses. Looking at these figures' steady growth, we can appreciate the fact that even though we have gone through a couple of years which were full of uncertainties due to the global pandemic, education and training have always been a constant. Upskilling has been made a priority by many around the world. In fact, we have seen registrations by practitioners coming from all corners of the world. We have had practitioners coming from China, the Caribbean, the US, Europe. Registrations have been coming in from over 40 different countries. These practitioners have also different professional backgrounds. Some are lawyers and paralegals, others are compliance professionals, CIP program staff from government units, agents, and financial service practitioners. Some of these practitioners are experienced IM professionals who have been working in the sector for a number of years. Others are new to investment migration. In fact, many IM firms have been utilizing the certification as part of the onboarding process of new staff. Something else that I would like to add regarding practitioners who register for the certification is that this online course is popular with both IMC members and non-members. And there's a good number of practitioners who decide to become IMC members through the education route, where they first complete the certification and become certified professionals, and then apply to become IMC members. This is definitely the full package for a practitioner working in IM, as to be a certified IMC member, and we highly encourage people to follow this route. So the reason for this is that having staff members completing the course helps in reducing risks in your firm, as you're providing them with the necessary tools to better deal with the different situations and show more competence in dealing with due diligence and standards related issues. The professional designation Certi, obtained after successful completion of the certification, enhances the individual's career prospects as well as the firm's reputation. Having therefore verifiable evidence of competency shows that you have the right skills, the right knowledge, and the right behavior to operate in the industry. Clients are nowadays seeking more and more qualified and recognized professionals who will be handling their personal data and their funds, and therefore these professionals investing in themselves will eventually get the business. I could definitely list a whole bunch of reasons why you should register for the course. However, I think it's better to hear these from now certified practitioners who successfully completed the certification. Therefore, I would like to go ahead and share with you some of the many success stories that we have had so far. As mentioned earlier, some are well-established professionals in the sector. Some of you probably know them, and others are relatively new to investment migration. However, whatever level they are coming from, they all had one common thing to say about this course, and that is how great it has been for them. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what some certified practitioners had to tell us about the certification. So let's start with the most frequent comments that we tend to receive, which is that of how highly recommended this course is for anyone working in the investment migration sector, as it provides the fundamentals of knowledge, skills, and values. This is what Silviana Tobier from CIP St. Lucia, in fact, told us. Don Barnes from Latitude told us how the introduction of the certification is actually a positive step for the industry. He sustained that the regulation of IM is necessary to ensure that best practices are followed, and that through education, the industry stakeholders can mitigate the risk of incompetency. Moving on to David Olabodi, who after completing the certification, he also decided to become an IMC member. And he said that he enjoyed learning to become a certified investment migration specialist, and that it has opened him up to many opportunities just a few months after getting his certification. Alexander Zwarkowski, who is another course graduate, told us how now that he completed the certification, he feels better equipped and more confident to operate in this industry. And one last testimonial that I would like to share with you today is that from Pierre-Etienne Balthazar-Lacas from CJ Legal Services, who told us how the course provides guidance and insight to help tackle challenges that IM practitioners are often faced with. In the meantime, if you would like to read more from our success stories, I invite you to have a look at the IM Yearbook, which is the world's most respected investment migration publication, where each year we celebrate these practitioners' achievements and success. Other testimonials can also be found on our social media platform, namely LinkedIn, and also on our website. Okay, so I invite you to go through them. It's always good to see other people's perspective who actually completed the course. Okay, so I would like now to move on to something which is slightly more practical and technical, so to speak, as I would like to give you a bit of an overview of the certification investment migration with its modules and structure. So we're going to see how we started off back in 2019 and moved then towards how it evolved this past year. Okay, so the certification in investment migration started off with 5 basic modules, the 5 modules that you are actually seeing here on your screen today. So, Module 1, Citizenship and Residence by Investment. Module 2, Ethics, Conduct and Professional Standards in Investment Migration. Module 3, Anti-Money Laundering and Financial Crime Prevention. Module 4, Investor Migration, Know Your Customer and Customer Due Diligence. And Module 5, Personal Data Management and Protection. What I will do now is to briefly look at the content of each module so as you will be able to appreciate better how the topics treated are very relevant to the industry. Actually, these include essential core topics that IM professionals need to know. So let's start off with Module 1, which is Citizenship and Residence by Investment. As you can see from the points in the screen in front of you, you can see that this module serves as a good introduction to the industry. So it looks into the historical background of investment migration and helps us understand better the concepts of citizenship and residence. However, this module is not just historical facts. It also brings forward arguments in favor and against the concept of CBI and RBI. Moving on to Module 2, we have Ethics, Conduct and Professional Standards in IM. This module looks into the concept of ethics and its practical application. So we analyze IMC's Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct and how this is applied in real life. We also look at IMC's role in helping the industry in getting professionalized through the promotion of industry standards, codes of conduct, and education. Anti-money laundering and financial crime prevention are the topics covered in Module 3. In fact, money laundering and financial crimes are considered as major concerns within investment migration, and these are very often brought forward by the industry's critics. This module therefore looks at how money laundering happens, what are the risks involved, and also how this can be prevented in our daily business activities. Moving on to Module 4, which module explains the KYC and customer due diligence regimes. Here we see how and why these are used. And in fact, through a number of case studies, we analyze what is the role and responsibility of IM agents in making sure that applicants for CBI and RBI programs are suitable individuals and not a threat to the granting state. We look at the screening processes, risk assessments, and financial crime prevention measures taken. Therefore, we go through the whole application process to show how important it is to ensure that the applicant is who they say they are, through a series of verifications. And finally, Module 5. This is about management and protection of personal data. Since the technological growth in recent times, obviously this has brought with it the need to establish certain rules and practices when it comes to the collection and processing, storing, and sharing of data relating to individuals. And this module explains these new processes which are in place. So these were the original 5 modules, which were very well received by our audience. Anyone registering for the certification has to complete the course within 6 months. And even though the actual study time is that of around 25 hours on average. However, last year we started evaluating the feedback from a cross-section of participants, where we identified the desire for development of the current course to enable those who are struggling to upskill their sector knowledge as a consequence of managing busy work schedules. We have in fact addressed this difficulty by the launching of a flexible study format, which includes bite-sized modules, thus providing a new framework for the certification, which should better serve those professionals with competing demands on their time. The certification investment migration's new training model is now split into 7 individual modules, which are now being offered individually. Undoubtedly, the great success of the original 5 modules constituting the certification has encouraged us to keep the existing topics, whilst also initiating the development of new material. In fact, last year, we launched 2 new modules, which were created by experts within the field, and have since been added to our training portfolio. The first module, which we have been offering since last year and is marked on your screens as Module 6, is called Demand for Residence and Citizenship by Investment, which was written by Professor Kristen Surak, a very well-known academic within the field. This module looks at the factors that have contributed to the increase in popularity in citizenship and residency programs. It also examines the impact of COVID-19 on such demand, which is very relevant to what we have been going through these past months. The second module introduced is Common Reporting Standard and Mandatory Disclosure Rules, which was written by Zach Lucas, which is marked on your screen as Module 7. And this module was created as we felt the need to introduce a dedicated module explaining the CRS and MDR, so as participants are better equipped to navigate and comply with the ever-increasing regulatory environment. Therefore, as mentioned earlier, we have now introduced this variation, whereby modules are now being offered individually, and one can choose which topics to register for, then purchase and study these over a longer period of time, which could be even over a year, as seen on our screens, where we're seeing that you can choose to sit for one module in January, then in a couple of months' time, you go for another module, and you can keep on studying for even a whole year. It's good to mention that each module, if purchased individually, is expected to take approximately 5 hours of total study time, and the 20-minute test consisting of 20 multiple choice questions will be carried out at the end. As soon as a student completes a total of 5 modules, these will be then converted into designation Certi and will then be considered a certified IM practitioner. Okay. So, having said all this, I still want to reassure you that the certification in investment migration is still being offered as a qualification. and can still be purchased as a package made up of 5 modules and the final assessment at the end, which consists of 100 multiple choice questions to be completed within 2 hours. However, now you have the opportunity to design your own version of the certification. So, as I've already pointed out, the certification is made up of these 5 modules. However, with this new training model that we are now offering, 3 modules will be compulsory, as you're seeing on your screen. And 2 modules are to be chosen from the 4 elective modules that we are now offering. So the 3 compulsory modules are ethics, conduct and professional standards, then we have the anti-money laundering, financial crime prevention, and then the 3rd module, which is compulsory, is the KYC and customer due diligence module. While the elective modules, as you can see, there are 4 of them: citizenship and residence by investment, personal data, management and protection, and the 2 new modules were added to this elective list, where we have the demand for residence and citizenship by investment and the CRS and MDR module. As soon as these 5 modules are completed, you are then awarded the certification in investment migration, and you are eligible to use the professional designation Certi. So the certification, as you can see, is not just still available, but it's now even more flexible in terms of choice of content you want to study. We are now giving you the option to choose the modules which will best suit your professional development requirements. All modules in our portfolio, whether you choose to study the modules in an individual way, or whether you choose to register for the certification as a package, they all consist of an e-learning option with interactive activities, PDF documents, and essential reading recommendations, which are delivered on a state-of-the-art multifunctional learning management system. The platform, which has been very popular amongst our students in these past 3 years. The simplest explanation of this very flexible learning delivery method is that, which is 100% online, mind you, is that once enrolled, unique login credentials are created for the user, and this grants access to the online system. Studying at your own pace, at any time, from anywhere around the world, has certainly encouraged many busy professionals throughout these months to enroll for the certification, as it gives them the freedom to plan their study however best fits their schedules. These micro-learning opportunities and ultimate flexibility not only make it easier for busy practitioners to achieve a certification, but also provides you with the perfect tool to upskill your employees by giving you the opportunity to get the much-needed training without the need to invest and commit to lengthy, time-consuming courses. In fact, many firms are now opting to register their staff for individual modules as part of their continuous professional development programs. To these bite-sized modules, we are planning on adding some new ones. We are in fact working on new training material, which will be converted into individual modules and which will definitely complement the rest of our training portfolio. The aim is to keep providing good quality knowledge and training to anyone working in investment migration. Thus, we are working with the industry's top business and academia experts to create for you state-of-the-art training options. So keep an eye out for more details and updates in the coming weeks. In the meantime, I would like to encourage you to visit our recently revamped website, which should provide you with all the information required for you to make the right decision when it comes to registering for any module, which best fits your specific needs. You can then enroll online through our website, and the process going forward is very user-friendly and very easy to follow. In the past year, we have also launched the IM Certified Practitioners Directory, which you can access through our website. If you go on the Education tab, you can then click on this directory, which I highly encourage you to have a look at. This directory lists all professionals and the country in which they operate who successfully completed the certification and are now considered as certified practitioners. This list is used by IM firms and clients who are interested in working with IM certified practitioners to verify if a particular practitioner is officially certified. I do get requests by individuals who ask to confirm whether someone is actually certified, and what I do is direct them to this directory. So it's definitely an additional benefit for Certi and practitioners who have this tool by which people can verify the validity of their qualification. The IMC is facilitating the standardization of the IM community through these invaluable education and training programs, and we therefore highly encourage you to take advantage of the opportunities we are making available. To conclude, we strongly believe in the training we are offering. Education is the key to professionalizing this industry. We are well aware that there is a pressing need to demonstrate that IM can self-regulate in an appropriate and professionally skilled manner in order to achieve increased credibility and transparency from within. Therefore, we will make sure to continue developing and growing our portfolio with new, interesting and valuable training opportunities. Therefore, do stay tuned for updates from the education division and follow us on LinkedIn and join the IMCET community. Okay, so I believe that is all from my end, unless there are any questions from the audience before we conclude. Okay, it doesn't seem that we have any questions at the moment. However, if any questions do arise, please feel free to email me on imcet@investmentmigration.org. I will definitely be more than happy to assist. I'm also available to discuss any training plans that you might want your teams to be introduced to. In the meantime, I hope I will see you all in Brussels from the 6th to the 9th June for the return of the in-person event, the Investment Migration Forum. It would definitely be great to meet in person. I therefore invite you to visit our website to see the event's agenda, for more information about hotel accommodation, also special airline fares. And may I also remind you that we are currently offering early bird tickets, which offer is valid till the end of April. So make sure you do not miss out on this great learning and networking opportunity. Okay, so one last thing before logging off, a short video will follow shortly, and this will give you a bit of an overview of the online platform on which the certification is delivered. So do stay with us till the end. Bruno will be back with you with another crossing border session on the 18th of May at 2:30 Central European Time for an analysis of the economic situation of Caribbean states, highlighting the impact of COVID-19 and the role of capital inflows from investment migration with Dr. Mario Gutierrez. Until then, thank you, and I wish you a great rest of the day.
Introducing the Certification in Investment Migration from the Investment Migration Council, the first structured learning product of its kind globally, designed for you. Explore the bite-sized learning pathway of each module on our custom online platform. You can track your progress as you go and learn at a pace that suits you, with an estimated 5 hours of study time per module. The Certification in Investment Migration contributes to the development of professional competencies and standards for those new to or already working in the industry. So, what are you waiting for? Visit our website to start your learning journey today.